Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. You can tell by the title, but this is just going to be more of a commentary-based video about how I started solo bedwars, because people seem to be curious. And I wasn't joking when I said I'm going to grind to pass raid. If you look at weekly, I almost have twice as many as second place, which is Hashido. And then on daily, I'm almost at 50 wins. I'm actually one win away. No, I think I am at 4,500 wins now that I just played a game. Yeah, 4,500 solo wins. Cool. So I'm 325 wins away from raid. It's 9:18 on a school morning, so you might be wondering, Purple, what are you doing? Well, actually, you don't know it's a school morning because you don't know what day I'm recording this, but it's a Tuesday. So you're like, Purple, what are you doing? Did you skip school? No. It's a 2-hour delay, so we start school at 10:30 instead of 8:30. So I'm gonna record this and like leave and go to school. So yeah, people have asked me on streams and comments and everything why I play solo, and some people like joke around like saying like, oh, you play solo because you have no friends. That's not far from the truth, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so I'm gonna start way back. I've told this story a couple times in different videos and streams, but I'm just gonna talk about just purely solo Bed Wars. So, way back, Bed Wars came out in Prototype, right? I already had played Egg Wars before, like not tryharded it or anything, but I knew how to play the game, kind of. So I had a rough idea of how to play Bed Wars. I knew it was a fun game and that it would probably be about as fun to me as Sky Wars. So I played it some, but I didn't have any intent of tryharding it. But then, my friend Una, we had the idea to, get on the doubles leaderboard, right? Oh. No, don't do this. Yeah, the doubles leaderboard. But, when the game released, I was on vacation. Like, when, literally, the day Bed Wars released, I just had started a 2-week vacation. So, for the first 2 weeks of Bed Wars being released, I was away. Which kind of sucked. But anyways, and then, Una kind of like stopped playing Minecraft as much, so I was like, okay, well, there are my plans, so what am I gonna do? Maybe I'll just play solo. And well, I have other friends that play Minecraft, obviously, but like, I just didn't know the idea of like playing in a tryhard party. I didn't know that was a thing. Yes. Like, I had no idea that like going to lobbies and saying like 1 out of 2 and like getting parties from there was a thing. I thought it was like you play with your friends or you play solo. I thought like at the time I didn't know solo was gonna become like the least popular and most hated game mode, but yes, I started playing solo for fun some. Like I actually even started grinding early on. Like I started making a goal like every day I want to get 1 star, because this was during the summer. Bed Wars released right at the very end of June, so it was July that I was playing. I was like, wow, this is fun, and I was like going up the ranks, and then I realized, okay, so I played for like a couple months, right? I played for a couple months, and it was pretty fun. Like, it wasn't, like, super fun, and I always, like, in my mind, I was, like, thinking about the leaderboards, but I was like, okay, whatever. And then, I think this was the year 7th grade started. Was it 7th or 8th grade? I think, actually, no, I might have just started 8th grade. One of the two. And then I was like, well, I don't want to waste all my time playing Bed Wars anymore. I couldn't get a star a day on weekdays, because I didn't really grind. I didn't know how to grind or anything. So, I just kind of stopped playing for, like, a month. But then, if I do remember correctly, about a month later, after I stopped playing, they came out with this new feature in Bed Wars where, when you, to everyone watching this is probably like, duh, of course they have that, but at the time they didn't. When you go to the NPC in the lobby, it shows you what position you are on the leaderboard for like anything. So I looked, and I was like, even after quitting for like a month, I was still like just outside the top 100. I mean, I still played the game some, but I didn't really play it, like grind it at all. And I was just outside the top 100, and I was like, wow, that is really close to the leaderboard. I can get that. Over the next weeks, it's so satisfying. Like, it's hard to explain what it feels like until you actually do it, but like, playing for leaderboard spots might sound tedious, but it's so fun. Like, well, I'm naturally competitive. I have 2 older brothers, and they never held back on me whenever we played video games or actual, like, basketball or anything. So I was raised very competitive, so I loved the idea of, like, I'm gonna pass this guy. I'm better than this person. Let's see what happens here. Oh, hold on. No. So every day, like, and also because the Hypixel, you could see the leaderboards on the website, so I could see how far ahead someone was from me. So every day I was like, all right, I'm gonna get like 15 wins. At the time, I didn't really know how to grind again, so I was like, I'm gonna get 15 wins today and pass this person. Or on Saturdays, I'd be like, I'm gonna get 25 wins and pass this person. And I'm gonna move up these ranks, because like some days you'd move up like 5 positions in a single day, because you have to remember, this was like 2 or 3 months after Bed Wars came out. The difference between number 100 and top 10 was like a couple hundred wins. Now it's like 1,000. And even at the time, number 1 on the solo Bed Wars leaderboard, OTDX, who I thought was so far ahead of everyone else, was only like 500 wins ahead. But like Raid was like 500 wins ahead of me, and in my mind I thought like, wow, that's not much at all. But at the time I thought it was so much. And come to think of it, if I had grinded, I probably could have been #1 for a little bit, but I didn't. Anyway, so I continued to go up, and every day, like every time I got to a new like 10, like I went from 100 to 90 to 80 to 70. Every time I was like so satisfied. It was so fun. And then along the time, that's when I joined No Life, and I met some other people like that were also grinding solo, like unseated. And then I remember one day, I just remember, I vaguely remember, I don't remember exactly what happened, but I knew I was so close to the leaderboard. And once I got on it, I had a couple friends of mine, we just gathered around the leaderboard. At the time, like, keep in mind, I obviously wasn't a YouTuber, this was long before so no one really knew who I was. I was just like a fairly known person in No Life. Like, if I chatted, people would be like, oh, he's the one guy that plays solo a lot. But I wasn't known that much. So, like, when I got on the leaderboard, it was insane to me, because I don't know, I don't want to speak for you guys, but I'm pretty sure everyone like always in the back of their mind like, whoa, wouldn't it be so cool if I was on the leaderboard and I was one of these guys? That's what I was like. Literally like a couple months before, I had like the dream of getting on the doubles leaderboard, and like even a month before that I had no idea I even wanted to try hard bedwars. But it was actually kind of funny because I got on the solo on #10 on the finals leaderboard and the wins leaderboard on the same game. Because like pretty much everyone, like they're ahead in wins and they're not ahead in finals or something like that. Like they have more finals than they do wins comparative to the leaderboard. How'd you not fall off? Do you not? So good thing I have the little illusion there. But I remember I always try hard Speedway. That was my go-to map for a while, and then I switched to Lighthouse later on. But so. It started off, the reason I play solo, it started off with me just wanting to play because I had no one else to play with, which it kind of ratifies the joke of you play solo because you have no friends. That's how I started playing solo. I had no one to play with. Like, I'm being completely serious, I had no one to play with because I wasn't known in the community at all. Like, no one knew who I was. I was just some random kid. Like, a couple of my IRL friends occasionally, like, played a couple games of Bed Wars, but, like, they never try-hard it like I did. And because I was so competitive, once I saw that leaderboard, it completely like ignited the flame within me to grind to the leaderboard. And I kept going. And I'm not gonna say grind too much because like I wasn't grinding. Like I was getting like I remember it took me months to get 100 wins in a week, and now I'm at like 80 something wins in 3 days. Oh, I was gonna block glitch there. Oh no, 2 days. It's only been 2 days. Because it's technically Tuesday morning, but daily is only, like, this is the second day of daily, because it hasn't reset yet. It's going to reset in, like, 2 minutes. But, like, weekly was really easy to get on, because everyone in Bed Wars was so bad back then. So, like, #1 on weekly was, like, at the end of the week, was, like, between 75 and, like, 100 wins, usually. And it slowly got higher and higher, until now, every week, there's always, like, some sweat with, like, 150. That's probably going to be me this week. I wouldn't be surprised if I got 200 wins this week, because I'm already at like 80 something in 2 days. But I can't really play much this afternoon, which is why I'm playing this morning, because I'm going to a basketball game. That's besides the point. Ow. Please don't kill me here. Oh, yes. Do I have a trap? I don't know. There's no way I'm not gonna die here. Yeah, I'm dead. The combo of the ages. Wait, oh my god. I literally, I'm not joking. Every single time I say, oh, I'm so dead here, I win the fight. And every time I think like, oh, I can easily win this fight, I lose it. It's stupid. But anyway, so I got to top 10 and I didn't stop. Like, at first my one goal was to get top 10 and just kind of stop grinding there, because like, wow. Because between top 25 and top 10 it slowed down a lot, because I used to get like a couple positions a day, and then I was lucky if I got like a position every day or two, which still it's a lot, but for me it wasn't at the time. I remember every time I went against like, but yeah, I continued to grind until I got top 2. I mean, no, top 3. No, top 2. I was the 4th person to get 1,000 wins. I think I was possibly the 2nd person to get 2,000 wins in solo. I was the 3rd person to get 3,000 wins, 3rd person to get 4,000 wins. And I'm sweating so hard to try to be the 2nd person to hit 5,000 solo Bed Wars wins. Number 2 right now is at... He's at 4,825, I think, and I'm at 4,500. I'm so far behind, but he's not playing much, and I'm going to try to play as much as I possibly can. I kind of skipped over some stuff. Yeah, so once I got number 2, number 1 at the time was OTDX. Hashido was nowhere to be seen, because Hashido didn't start playing until, like, late, about the time I got top 10. He just started playing, and then, like, a month later, he actually started tryharding. I kept seeing him on weekly, and I was like, who is this guy? And we actually talked some before he, like, started his facade, like, ego thing. And he actually seems like a pretty cool guy. And then the second he hit leaderboard and he kept grinding, I knew I was in trouble, because consistently getting as many wins, like, his consistent weekly win number was, like, what my highest ever was. I remember the week that he passed me, at the time, it was my highest weekly wins. It might still be, because I don't really grind that much anymore. I'm probably going to pass it this week, but I got, like, 175 weekly wins. Do I have an invincibility glitch or something? Anyway, I got like 175 weekly wins, but he still topped that week, and that's when he passed me and became number 2, and he became number 1. And then I was behind OTDX for a while, and then I passed him. And now and then Raid came out of nowhere, but now I think I'm gonna pass Raid. And I think it's gonna be down to Hashido and I. I'm never gonna be able to pass Hashido, not unless he quits and I keep playing better for 2 more years. But that's the story of the solo leaderboard, in a nutshell. My story, at least. It's weird because I kept saying the word grind, but I never really, like, grinded a full week. The most wins I ever got in a day was, like, 50 until, like, 2 weeks ago when I got 70. And now I'm actually grinding, but I feel like the main reason I haven't quit solo yet, people say, like, oh, they hate it and it's terrible. I mean, they're not wrong, but it's because I never out-grind myself. Usually you see these players like Raid, I feel like has done it, and Be a Good Sport has, and, like, other people, they grind so hard for like, a couple months, but then they just quit, because it's so boring to them. But I've just played consistently. Like, from the time I started bedwars to now, I've averaged about 8 wins a day. That's enough to keep my leaderboard spot, but not enough to hate myself. So it's like, I don't know. I've been dragging on this ending for too long. This is a lot more of a commentary based video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.